Well, I've got a problem with my trim. I don't know if it's this switch or the relays or what. But how the heck do I get into this? This is handcrafted by Jason Cooper. I'm here dealing with an issue with my boat. This is what we're fixing today. Actually, I'm going to show you how to take this throttle arm off. Trim switch. I wanted to get at this trim switch to deal with an issue. You can hear my trim won't go down. It'll go up, but it won't go down. Just clicks. But I was trying to figure out how to get this apart, and there weren't very good videos out there on how to get it. But I found one that kind of told me the solution, but it wasn't real clear. But I've worked it out from there, and I'll show you the secret to getting this off. Now it revolves around getting this little plastic throttle only button out of there, which if you didn't know this, you can push that in and then move your throttle forward and rev your engine without having the propeller spinning if you just want it to, you know, warm up a little bit or something like that. But to get this off and get at that bolt in there, it's under this little plastic piece. So I'm going to show you the trick to getting this out, which makes everything else easy. All right, so the secret to this is this little plastic piece has a little notch, and you can see it right there. You got to work that till you see it, turn it to the top so you know where it is. Now, if you try to pry on that, you're going to feel a lot of back pressure. It does not want to come. It feels like you're going to break the plastic. Don't do that. Granted, you could always get a new piece. I'm sure order it from somewhere. It might cost you a little bit of money, but you could replace that if you need to. But here's the secret. This right now is locked in the neutral position, okay? Press the throttle only button, push this forward. Whoops, got to release it. Forward for that first kind of position that it kind of goes into by itself, right? And then you notice that button stayed in, okay? Well, we need that button to pop back out so we can get to that little notch. But it's hard to get it out with your fingers or with a screwdriver, so the secret is just take like something that's sticky, piece of tape. So what I'm going to use is just electrical tape. Put the sticky side on there, stick it, pull it out until you can see your little notch, and with just a little bit of pressure, that thing will pop. Again, pulls out. You can see it's just 4 little plastic tabs on the end of that slide in. Do that one more time. It's in. Tape on it to pop it out, to get at that little tab. Screwdriver behind there and just barely twist and that thing will pop without hardly any pressure. And that is the secret to getting that out. From there, it's pretty simple. You'll need an 11/16 socket with an extension to get in there. Now the head of that bolt that's in there that holds this on is only about 1/8 of an inch deep, so you don't have a lot of grip. So you got to get this sucker kind of straight on there. Make sure it's in reverse. Oop, that's forward. Okay. So we're just gonna put it in there, put the handle back in the vertical position so it's locked, so it doesn't spin on you, and just pop it loose. Okay, it's loose. Just do it by hand from here. And there we go. And you can see that this little bolt does not have much of a head on it. It's very shallow, so not a lot to grip. Mine's actually getting a little banged up. And then the hole is where that little plastic piece went through. So we're gonna set that aside. Now that that is off, you can just grab this whole throttle arm and pull it out of there, okay? And now you're gonna see a screw here. Phillips head, should be, anyway. You're gonna get that out of there. You're gonna get the little washer that comes with it. Oops, I almost dropped it. Oh, fell back in there. It's okay, I can get it out. Once that is loose, you can lift up on this end and the release will come out. There is a spring. Yours is probably loose in there. I stuck a piece of tape in mine to hold it in place in order to get this back in one time, and that just is holding that there, but it might have fallen out. No big deal. Take that out of there. I'm gonna grab that little washer. Fingers are too big. Come on. There we go. Set that back with that other screw. Now there's another screw up in the handle here. If you need to get to this switch, you have to take this other screw out. And it's just another Phillips. Just gonna get it in there. break it loose. Shouldn't take too much. Another little pan head screw. Keep it separate from the other one just so they go back in the same place. And now, from this side, you can press that switch through. Oops, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. And I did not disconnect power. You should probably disconnect your battery because you got power to this switch if you haven't disconnected the positive lead on your battery. The next step is to actually separate this part of the arm from this part of the arm. You can see right here where the joint is. This one slides up, but it might be, mine's really stiff, so I have to coax it with my screwdriver, put it in there, and just, come on, there it goes. Nope. Yep, start it. If I just get it started, then it'll come easy. I started some separation. Oh, now it's coming, okay? And now I'm going to set this down here. Oops, probably moving the camera. Sorry about that. Now you can press the switch through, and you just kind of work it out of there. It kind of wedges in there. Now this switch has a little rubber boot around it. And again, mine is active, so be careful. It's got this little rubber boot. I actually tore mine, unfortunately, but I'm not too worried about that. I might have to get in here and replace that at some point, or replace the switch. But you can peel this rubber boot back and take this switch apart if you want to check the contacts if you're having issues. There's two little tabs, one on each side of the switch, here and here, and you should be able to kind of just give a little pressure. That popped with a screwdriver. You might have to pry under there, but you don't want to break it. You don't want to break that tab. Yep, there it popped, okay? And then inside there's just the little piece that sticks down and rocks the contact in here. This is a three-way, well, yeah, three-way momentary switch. That little copper piece is loose though, and right now I've got live power there, so I'm being a little more careful. But it will just dump right out of there, and you can get, again, if you disconnect power, you can get down in there and clean your contacts there and there. The power comes through here on that rocker, and then the same thing on the little piece here. You can see the contacts there. Hopefully you can see that on each end of this, right there and there. Clean them up a little bit with some fine sandpaper. Then you can drop this rocker back in there. Should be good to go. Oh, yep, heard that. You put the switch, the upside goes away from where the wires come in. Just press that back into place until it snaps. Roll the rubber boot down. Reverse the process. Put it back up in the, work it back up in there into the upper arm until you're happy with that. It kind of presses in place, shouldn't be that big a deal. Okay, and then this slides onto that piece. Give it a little pop, get it in there. My wires went down here and then around this side of that. So just remember where yours were. We're going to put the this screw in here first. Sorry, it's in there. Get it started and then get the screwdriver on it. A little hard to show you that, but just snug it up till it's firm. Now, sorry, put the wires in place there in order to get the release lever here. Again, if you have this spring loose, you might want to put a little piece of something in there to kind of hold it in place while you put it back in. Otherwise, you got to hold this arm perfectly vertical and try to get it up in there and keep it from falling out of that little spot. So I just, again, use some electrical tape on a loop, or on a little loop of electrical tape so it sticks down, and wedged it in there good. Okay, and then make sure you can operate the lever and it's working good. And then take the small screw with the washer, should have been a washer there, goes down in here. Get that started. And tighten that up. Okay, now we're good. Now we're just going to carefully work this, watching these wires to see where they come in down there. We're going to push this back up in that vertical position. We're going to take our bolt, drop it in our socket, and then just try to manually get that threaded in, get it started. Feels good. I feel it biting. Let's see, probably backwards already. Yep, there, okay. Snug it down again. It's a really shallow head on that, so you don't have a lot to work with. And make sure that's locked in the upright position so you got some resistance when you get it tight. Okay, there, it's almost tight. Oop, here it slipped on me. Firm. Just, you don't have to over crank it, but you just need it firm. Okay, I'm gonna check it. Last piece to go in is your little plastic piece. Find the hole, press it in place. Should be good. Work it back and forth, make sure it works. Try it without that. Throttle only button. Good. And again, one more time on getting that out of there. That's the secret to this. Find the notch, put it to the top, push this in, release the lever, push it forward to that first position. You've got to use something to get that out of there. You can work it with your fingers, but it's kind of hard to do. Screwdriver in the notch, and it pops right out. That's the secret right there. All right, we're good. Hey guys, hope that video was helpful. If you have one of these Quicksilver 3000 classics on your boat, it's very easy to take that apart. You just got to know that one secret. So good luck.